Hi folks, this is ET Prepper. I'm going to show you a little problem I have. These beans are about a year old. And my problem is my wife tried to cook them and they won't soften. So they won't soften up, you know, like when you cook beans for half an hour or whatever, you soak them for all day or whatever. These will not get soft. They stay kind of hard and kind of chewy, and that would be my cat. Anyway, so that's a problem when you store beans for a long time. So I'm going to try something here. I'm going to grind the beans. This is a burr grinder, and you can get a cheap burr grinder on eBay, hand grinders, any kind of grinder. Even, hang on one second. This is not a burr grinder or a mill, if you want to call it that. It's a blade grinder, and you can even use that if you don't have one of these. So it's set, and I'm going to grind some beans and then mix them with rice. So here we go. So we're going to plug in the grinder. Now first I'm going to run a few beans through it because I haven't actually cleaned it out. Just a few. See that? So that's what it looks like right now. So it's kind of, well, just like the same texture as coffee. I'm going to do 1/3 cup. We're going to make rice. So the recipe is 1/3 cup, 1 cup of rice, and 1/3 cup of ground beans. So I'm using this as a measuring cup. So it's probably a little too full. All right, so hang on. All right, here we go. Okay, we fill this up. Full. Wow. When you actually grind, it actually increases the volume. Look at that. Let me show you something. Here's my rice. It was packed in 2011, 10 years ago, 9/11. We packed it 10 years ago, and we're still using it. Not the same bag, but we packed it really well in these Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers. So we got a rice. So now I've got my ingredients. Now I just need my water. And basically you put in 3 cups of water for that, 2 cups of water for that. So we've got our rice maker. One thing we need to do before we pour the rice in there is we're going to rinse the rice out. Here we go. So we rinse this off. And then we run it through a colander. I don't have to do that because the lid on this pan, now just so you know, I'm not a cook. So we'll see. When this rice was bought a decade ago, I let it sit for too long before I packed it. So you get weevils, and there's one right there. All right, so we got our rinsed off rice, and the next step, I'm going to put the water in. So put it in here. Here's 1 cup, and here's 4 more cups. So there's 5 cups of water. And now I got to get a spoon. So now we're going to mix this stuff in, the ground beans, with the rice. So here we go. So I'm just going to give it a good stir and This looks bad. Because the beans are supposed to absorb a lot of water. So we'll see what this looks like. If it, again, warning, I am not a cook. The goal is to make rice and beans with old beans and old rice. So decade-old rice and year-old beans. Here we go. Well, it's been about 35 minutes. We'll take a look at it. See what it looks like inside. Looks like it erupted. Ooh, look at that. Oh, this is interesting. Look at that. There's some buildup on the bottom. So it looks like the beans kind of got blown out and stuck. Ouch. Let's see what this thing looks like. So the goal here is not so much a gourmet dish, but just something that's reasonably edible. This has a good amount of protein in it because I put that third cup of beans in there with 1 cup of rice. So that's the 3-to-1 ratio, beans and rice. So it's got a good amount of protein and some carbohydrates. So that's a great simple meal. I'll let it cool down and I'll try it out in a minute. One observation is it appears that the beans are sticking to the bottom. Stir it more often, and you shouldn't have that buildup on the bottom. All right, here we go. Put our rice and our finely ground beans on the plate. This is a live experiment, folks. It's the real deal. So here we go. We'll see how it goes. Well, of course it's bland because I didn't season it at all, but I'm not having a problem with the beans at all. The rice is good, it's fine. Like always, using this rice cooker. I don't even, it's kind of, the texture, it's a little bit gooey. So the bottom line is, this has protein in it, which is very important, and carbohydrates too. So it's like a balanced meal, and then you flavor it and you're good to go. Throw a little meat in there or a little bouillon to season it up, even just butter and salt, or even just salt at that point. But folks, this is very successful. I was concerned because I've got lots of beans. If they're all like this, this is no good. These are the red kidney beans, and we've got pinto beans and so forth. But again, a great source of protein, and instead of getting rid of it, it works. Well, if you like this, please, if you haven't subscribed already, give me a like on this and subscribe.